Do the timer. So that
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. It's Coach Bradford here, along with my daughter Jaylie. And today we are going to be making some healthy smoothies. Hopefully you guys would be able to either follow along at home or use the video and replay it and make your own. So first of all, hopefully all of you guys are doing well, staying safe, taking care of yourself, and staying healthy, okay? So today we are going to be making a smoothie with just a couple of ingredients. The ingredients that we have today, I pre-cut all of these things before the video and put them in the freezer to make sure that they lasted a little bit longer. We've been using it. So this right here is just kale. Like I said, we cut it up, put it in the freezer, which makes it pretty easy to use anytime you want. Right here we have some frozen fresh strawberries. They're not really fresh since they're frozen, but they were fresh when we cut them up. And some pineapples, okay? This right here is a mango that we will be using for our smoothie, and I did wash my hands, and I will wash my hands anytime I need to. This right here, of course, is a knife, so kids, if you are making a smoothie, either if you have anything that needs to be cut up, please make sure that you guys have an adult around and helping with this if you need to, okay? We also have a big cup of water right here just to add into our smoothie to give it the texture that we want when we are all done, okay? Want to say anything? Okay, so here we also have our blender. You can use any blender that you have. Just a couple of helpful ideas when you're doing this smoothie or mix. Best thing you want to do is add all of your light stuff in first. The reason why you do that is because if you add the heavy stuff first, when you blend it, the light stuff usually just sits at the top and doesn't blend in as well. So first thing we're going to do, I'm going to have Jaylie, who also washed her hands, add in our greens, which is the kale. And we will be adding in all of this at one time because I am making smoothies for pretty much the whole family, okay? So Jaylie will go ahead and dump this into the blender. Careful not to make a mess. And the good thing about the greens is you can use different kind of greens. Like I said, this is the kale that we have. I also cut up some spinach, which it looks like I am going to have to go get out of the freezer real quick. So I will be right back. Jaylie is going to keep on putting in the kale until she can get most of it. I will be right back.
okay. So I can get out.
Okay. All right. So here we have our spinach. And again, we have spinach and kale, but you can use any kind of greens you would like. Power greens you can get at the store. So don't be afraid to try new things. This is one of my favorite smoothies, but believe me, it's only because I tried adding them in together, okay? So now, as you can see, this is the frozen part of the spinach. What I like to do is just break it off afterwards. Okay, into these little pieces down here, and then add these into our blender, okay? So go ahead and Jaylie, if you can kind of squeeze this over like this, and then dump it in like that, okay?
All of it?
Just put some in there. And I usually don't do measurements, but you can measure your ingredients out and find a perfect mix and just add to it every time you want to. Try to add a little bit more. Careful. All right, that'll work. Okay. And just remember, guys, if you make a mess, try to clean it as soon as you are done. It's the easiest thing to do, okay? So now we are going to add in a couple of the pineapples, which were also frozen, but I took them out of the freezer just to give them a little bit of extra juice, okay? And let me go get a spoon. I will be right back again. All right, here we are. Okay, so Jaylie is just going to take a couple of the pineapples and put it into the blender for us. Of course, depending on what you like more, you can add in more strawberries if you like. If you like pineapples a lot more, you can add in pineapples. Again, I said that I like mangoes. Here are my pre-cut mangoes that we use for our smoothies. But today I'm going to use a fresh mango that I just peeled, and I am going to cut up so we can use for the pineapples. I don't do that. I know, you don't do that. Okay? So she's going to add in a couple more. You can. Yep. Okay. And now we are going to add in some strawberries. I know Jaylie likes strawberries a lot, so I'll give her the go-ahead to add in however much she wants to. Just make sure you leave enough room. All right. Again, if you have a smaller blender, you can measure out all your ingredients and go from there to make sure that it's the perfect taste and flavor for you. The more fruit, the better, I think. Okay, so this part right here, make sure you have an adult doing this. If you need to cut up any fruit, you can also use bananas, oranges, apples, any kind of fruit that you like. I also like using kiwi, but we did run out of kiwi. So with this mango, I use a napkin, a paper towel, just to kind of hold it because it does get a little bit slippery. Again, I'm an adult. I know how to use the knife. If you have a parent around, grandparent, guardian, ask one of them to help you with this, okay? So I'm just going to give it a couple of cuts and cut it just a little bit to make it a little bit smaller. We're going to dump it into the blender. Okay. There's a pretty good big seed inside of mangoes, so I'm just trying to feel around the seed, take my time, and get as much mango as possible. If you can, try not to rush through this. Even if your parents are doing this, tell them not to rush through this. That way they do not cut themselves. You always want to take safety first. Take it serious as well, okay? So I am going to get just a little bit more of the fresh mango, and then I'm going to use some of the mango that we have already cut up.
Where's the blue?
Okay. It's right there, yeah. Okay, so as you can see, this is pretty much the seed. There's a little bit more mango on there, but that is about as big as the seeds are for fresh mangoes. And now, here are our cut up mangoes that we have cut up before and frozen, and just put them in the fridge couple of days before you're ready to use it, just so they could still be cold but still be fresh. All right, so the last thing that you have to add in, and this is another thing that you can switch up, is either water, and in this cup we have water. You can add water, or you can also add milk. Some smoothies are, and also fruit juice, yes. Some smoothies we like to do with milk and add in yogurt and chia seeds. So this time we're going to add in our water. Okay, this is the part where you want to kind of measure how thick you want your smoothie. Okay, so I like my smoothie not so thick, so I like to add in a lot of water. Okay, and then I'm just going to blend it up. Want to make sure your lid is on tight. Get a napkin for me, Jaylie. Be careful. Okay, and this part right here is going to be a little bit lid. So we accidentally dropped our lid a while back, and one of our things broke off that keeps all the stuff from splashing out. So I do have to use this. So I'm just going to hold it here. It is going to be pretty loud. So see if hopefully you guys can see this. We're going to go ahead and start blending it up, but you can use any blender you like. Again, if there's any sharp parts or anything like that, just make sure you have an adult around. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start it now. Okay, so right off the bat, I think that is still a little bit thick, so I'm going to add some more water. And then also, another thing that you can look at is if you like your smoothie a little bit thick, or if you want it blended up really well, you want to let the blender just run a little bit longer if you like it really fine and easy to drink. Me, I like a little bit of chunks in there from the pineapples and the mangoes, so I don't blend it as long. Okay. All right, I think we are all done. So here's my cup. I'm going to take this off. Make sure you turn everything off before you take it off. We're going to pour it in. And the good thing about it is you can always taste test before you pour yourself a full cup. So I think that is very good right now. So again, that is how you make a healthy smoothie with the ingredients we have: the kale, the spinach, mango, pineapples, strawberries. And if you like the color, which Jaylie usually does, she adds in more strawberries to give it a red or pink color to her smoothie. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you guys are all staying safe and staying healthy. And we'll see you guys on our next video. You guys have a good day. Bye-bye.